Have you ever wondered why a massive commercial airliner takes off with only a handful of passengers aboard? Picture this: while you're struggling to find an available seat on your next vacation flight, somewhere above the clouds, an entire Boeing 777 is cruising at 35,000 feet with rows upon rows of empty seats. This isn't a mistake or poor planning. Welcome to the hidden world of ghost flights, a phenomenon that costs airlines millions, burns thousands of gallons of fuel, and creates an environmental paradox that most travelers never see. Today, we'll uncover the surprising reasons why airlines deliberately operate these seemingly wasteful flights and explore the complex web of regulations, economics, and strategy that keeps these empty planes in the sky. The slot system trap. Every major airport operates like a carefully choreographed dance, with takeoff and landing slots allocated years in advance. At Europe's busiest airports, including London, Heathrow, and Frankfurt, airlines must follow the infamous use it or lose it rule. This regulation requires carriers to operate at least 80% of their allocated flights or risk forfeiting their valuable time slots to competitors. During the early months of 2020, when travel demand plummeted, European airlines operated tens of thousands of ghost flights just to maintain their airport access rights. These slots aren't just convenient scheduling tools, they're worth millions in potential revenue. Losing a prime morning departure slot at Heathrow could mean losing access to lucrative business routes for years to come. The economics of empty traditional business logic suggests that flying a half-empty plane is financial suicide. A single long-haul flight costs between $50,000 and $200,000 in fuel, crew wages, maintenance, and airport fees. Yet airlines continue operating these routes because they not just selling individual seats, they reselling comprehensive networks that connect the world. Consider a passenger traveling from small-town America to rural Europe. Their journey might require 3 connecting flights, and if airlines cancel the least profitable segment, the entire trip becomes impossible. Airlines have discovered that maintaining these connector flights, even at a loss, supports their more profitable routes and keeps their global network intact. Strategic positioning. Airlines often operate empty flights for strategic positioning, moving aircraft to where they're needed most. A Boeing 787 might fly from Madrid to Munich with only 20 passengers aboard, not because there's demand for that route, but because it needs to be positioned for a packed Munich to New York flight the next morning. This positioning isn't waste, it's calculated investment. The nearly empty Madrid-Munich flight enables a highly profitable transatlantic service. Airlines treat these positioning flights like chess moves. Sometimes you sacrifice a pawn to protect your queen. The apparent loss on one route subsidizes massive profits on another, creating a complex economic ecosystem where emptiness serves a greater purpose. Environmental contradiction. Here's where ghost flights become deeply problematic. Their environmental impact. A typical long-haul flight can emit significant amounts of CO2 per passenger, with estimates ranging from hundreds of kilograms to several tons depending on aircraft type and distance. When that same aircraft flies with minimal passengers, the emissions remain virtually unchanged, but the environmental cost per person increases exponentially. Industry reports suggest that slot protection ghost flights generate millions of metric tons of unnecessary carbon emissions annually. This represents a substantial environmental cost equivalent to the emissions of entire cities. Airlines publicly commit to net zero goals while privately operating flights that seem to contradict their environmental promises, creating a troubling disconnect between public messaging and operational reality. Political and diplomatic power. National flag carriers operate under different rules than typical commercial airlines. When Qatar Airways flies from Doha to Washington, D.C. with limited passengers, they're not just moving people, they're projecting national influence. These flights serve as aerial diplomatic bridges, maintaining political relationships and demonstrating a country's commitment to international connectivity. Flag carriers represent their nations on the global stage, and maintaining routes to key capitals becomes a matter of national pride and strategic importance. A flight might lose money operationally but gain invaluable political capital. These aircraft essentially function as flying embassies, reinforcing trade relationships, tourism partnerships, and international diplomatic ties that extend far beyond aviation economics. Brand visibility strategy. Major airlines invest heavily in maintaining their presence at premium airports and prestigious routes. Flying to destinations like New York, London, or Dubai isn't just about passenger revenue, it's about brand positioning. Airlines understand that being absent from major hubs signals weakness to investors, media, and high-value business travelers. Sometimes airlines operate low-occupancy flights simply to maintain market visibility and competitive positioning. The cost of flying half-empty gets weighed against the value of brand presence. These flights function as expensive marketing campaigns, ensuring the airline remains visible in key markets and maintains its reputation as a global carrier capable of serving the world's most important destinations. The path forward. The ghost flight phenomenon reveals the complex tensions between environmental responsibility, economic survival, and regulatory compliance in modern aviation. While these flights seem wasteful on the surface, they're responses to systemic pressures that airlines cannot easily ignore. Reform efforts are underway, with some European regulators exploring more flexible slot rules during crisis periods. However, meaningful change requires coordinated international action. Airlines alone cannot solve this problem. It demands regulatory reform, environmental incentives, and new approaches to airport capacity management. Until then, ghost flights will continue haunting our skies, representing one of aviation's most visible contradictions between operational necessity and environmental stewardship. What do you think about these ghost flights? Have you ever found yourself on a nearly empty commercial flight? Share your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. If you found this exploration of aviation's hidden world fascinating, hit that subscribe button and join the World Documentaries community. We dive deep into the unexpected stories shaping our world, from the mysteries above our heads to the secrets beneath our feet. Ring the notification bell so you never miss our latest discoveries. And let's continue exploring the extraordinary together.